Hey guys, how you doing? My name's Reject, and right now this is a geek out. I know you saw a live stream of it all. I wanted to cut that back some because I realized it went on for about 25 minutes. I usually want these around 15 minutes, best for everyone. So let's get started. If you're new to the channel, this channel is Rejecting Gamers. Our current goal right now, the screen and the camera's all flipped around on me. Our current goal is basically we want to hit 20 subscribers before June. Actually, we want to hit it by about the 5th of June. I'm going to give us till. So hopefully we can do that. And that comes up to you guys. Either click like to this video, which can help us out tremendously. Tell us what about in the comments. Or if you're new, subscribe and you like what you saw. Alright, let's get this started, shall we? So Guardians of the Galaxy. Full spoiler geek out here. I'm not doing that shit with a live stream about that all. Certain things I'll keep out. I'm kidding. For geek outs, I'll put in spots that I think you can spoil without affecting everything. And then we can put in things such as basically anything else we want in here. Yeah. So what else would we put in here? We would keep out major plot points that we think would drive people away from watching the film. But alright, if you want a non-spoiler, completely non-spoiler, this film's about a 6 out of 10, above average, just because of the first third, and the music did not carry this movie. The first movie, we have the music flowing through everything. The music was used to tell the story more. This film, the music felt to be an afterthought, actually. And that's a big problem with Guardians of the Galaxy. With the first film, the music being the part that tells a story about everything, and that relating to his mother so much, it was amazing to see the film, and it was touching, hilarious, and everything else. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, is it the worst film of the year? No. Is it the worst Marvel film? Possibly. No, wait, no, that's a Fox film. So right now, this is on the low end of the Marvel film. Not that terrible, but still. Oh man, you could have been so much better than you were. I'm not advertising here, I just like A&W mugs. But okay, let's get to the full talking about it, geeking out about this part. Let's talk about the bad first. Alright, first third of this film, completely terrible. They made cartoony types of each one. They tried forcing a Star-Lord and Gamora relationship, which I feel is out of left field, out of nowhere. And yeah, that's a problem with this film, though. They want to try pushing a lot of stuff. Drax is not as funny as he was in the first film. How literal he took everything. And yeah, that wasn't the greatest part. The saving part is actually Groot. I mean, the first scene, we see him. Remember at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy, they had the part where Groot was dancing to, I think it was Jackson 5, right? And then Drax would look, and he's like... Well, basically, they do the same thing, but this time he has feet, and you see him dancing after plugging the music, like... And he dances the whole time, and you see this stupid thing, like Gamora standing there going, Groot, get to cover, you're gonna get hurt. And Groot goes, hi. Oh, hi. What the fuck? And, like, they're trying to protect Groot, and then, like, he does something stupid. That's the dumbest part of the scene, but it was funny to see this part. Well, he basically goes after Adam Warlock's species, hires him to protect his battery from a creature that wants to consume it for some reason. We get no more than that. All they're used for is a villain reference and the side, like, the Nova Corps version of this film. That's about it. And they don't even have the redeeming story like the Nova Corps, where they come in and help the Guardians. No, they just show up. You stole our batteries. We are perfect. Kill you all. Yeah, that shit there. I'm sorry, but no, please. Guardians of the Galaxy was charming. This film, the first third of it was terrible. I mean, it was funny because these perfect people were in drones, and the way they did it all was set up as an arcade. And by that, it's set up like an arcade. You sit down, you hear like a whole arcade setup. If you ever went to an arcade, it's that classic retro sound that when you go in there, it's like my childhood. And I've spent a lot of time in the arcade, guys. But okay, what happens next? Oh man, Star-Lord's dad shows up, and ship gets shot down, destroyed. For some reason, Rocket has a machine that's like the fabricator or anything from some submariner that survival horror game where you're stranded on an ocean planet and you have to scan everything. And it's basically that. It repairs the ship instantly. You just have a whole stupid part about this film. They try putting in college humor, like Gamora has a scene where she says, "If you were thinking with your heads instead of what's in between your legs," and I'm sitting there, what the hell? What does Rocket now have a thing for Gamora? I just want to know where that's coming from. It was uncalled for. It was strange, out of left field when they did it. It would have been better if they were both guys trying to get to her, trying to get her, trying to be with her. And then she says something like that. That would have been more entertaining because you know what's going on. This one here is just two guys like, no, I can get through the quantum astrofield. No, I can get through the quantum asteroid field. I call it astrofield. No, I can. And then they wreck and then everything goes to hell. It's like, what the No, that's a testosterone match, but you don't pull out the size of that because they're not thinking with that. They're thinking like, oh, I'm more manly than you. And it was a stupid whole setup there. And they keep having dick jokes like that in this film. Which I'm sitting there, it's like, the delivery's terrible. And I'm sitting here with my mom, folks. Yeah, I'm sitting there with my mom, and it's just one of those scenes where you're like, shoot me now. No, just get shotgun, back to that. BAM! Kill me now, please. Just do it. Do it, folks. That's how it goes in that film. Alright. So, the first third was pretty slow. I mean, the dick jokes, how they didn't really do that much. Like in the first Guardians, we went to nowhere. We went here, we went there. We had an adventure. This one, we're sort of stuck in certain areas. And the music didn't pull anything in there, because at least the music could have made you feel like, okay, I feel good. There's one good scene with the music, and that was when Rocket was using it when the Ravengers were coming. And I'm not spoiling the Ravengers for you. This scene's amazing. But okay, let me explain something. Yondu has a story arc in this film where basically we find out none of the other Ravengers, and about 100 faction of Ravengers out there, trust him because he followed Ego, the living planet. He got children for him, brought him there, so they did not like him for that. His team didn't like him because for Peter, he would bend the rules for Peter. He wasn't going to kill Peter. He wasn't going to turn him in and get him arrested or anything like that. He cared for Peter. He was like his dad, and that's how he felt like in the first film. And in the first quarter of it was all cartoony. Like, the first film never really happened, sort of. Except for the things when Yondu starts talking about Peter. Then you see, later on, you see him, okay, he's acting more like a father figure, like how he was in the first film, which I felt about that. Sort of like that father figure you see, they're like, I don't care for this kid, and like, oh, well, he did good. You did good, boy. You did good. Yeah, that type of thing. But okay. So, this one actually does good. James Gunn did good with the pairing, like putting Drax and Mantis together, showing what happened to Drax and his emotions during it all, because you never really see the emotions of Drax. He's a warrior. He can't show emotions. Mantis touches him, and she's an empath, so she can feel his emotions, and she starts bawling when he talks about his daughter because she can feel the emotions of what Drax is doing. They had that forced love scene between Star-Lord and Gamora, which I feel is terrible. They didn't go all the way through, and I hope they don't. I hope by the third film, they just fully forget about it. Star-Lord's just a player, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, boy. And yeah, sort of like that. Ego was alright. Kurt Russell was pretty good in the film. I don't think they were using him properly. I mean, they used his likeness a lot, but I mean, I would have probably done it differently in this film. But okay, enough of the first part. First part is forgettable. First third is forgettable. Beginning of the second third, I'm going for right in the middle to the end. This is where it caught up in the film. Okay, middle to the end, they had interesting scenes where Rocket and Yondu were after a mutiny with the Ravengers. Yondu gets his classic fin, like from the comics when he was actually part of the Guardians of the Galaxy, the original Guardians of the Galaxy, not the ones that in the movie. And yeah. So, what happens next? The whole time through, we didn't really have music. I mean, there was two parts where the music actually pulled it through, but it wasn't like in the first film. First part was with Rocket's battle. Second part was when Kurt Russell was talking about Peter Quill's mom. And I can't see him as Egon because, like, I don't see that as Egon. A guy walking around as Egon. I think of Egon. I think of a living goddamn planet that you pull up to and it's like, what the hell? All right. So we find out he's a celestial, he's a god, Peter's a demigod. That's part of the slow part there. It starts picking up in the second half because Nebula shows up. She's going after Gamora, and there's a scene where she picks up this cannon from the ship that Nebula just crashed, and she just starts firing at it like, okay, bitch, you don't do this to me, and like, say hello to my little friend. And I'm sitting there, it's like, it's a 12-year-old side of yourself. Yes! Oh my god, I love that scene so much. Then, she saves Nebula. Nebula admits she wins. Gamora wants to know why the heck is Nebula always wanting to win? Why is she in this way? We hear more about Nebula, and this is actually a pretty good scene with it all, because I feel in the first film, Nebula wasn't really a villain. She was just a part of bad circumstances. This part here actually goes with that route. What else happens? Alright. Sorry, I gotta take a breath here. I'm doing this pretty fast, because we're at 11 minutes right now. I gotta get this done in about 15 or less, hopefully. So they have a touching scene there. They find all these dead bodies. Apparently, what Kurt Russell has been doing, he had his children sent to the planet. If they didn't have a connection to his power, he killed them. Peter was the only one with a connection to his power, so Peter lives. Drax and Mantis sort of have a small thing. Yondu and Rocket actually have a great scene where they talk about, okay, here's what's going on. Yondu says, you know what, you think I don't understand you, boy? You think I don't understand you? Why you feel so separated from everyone else? Why you feel like you can't be with anyone else? You're afraid to hurt them? Hell, I am you, boy! And that's my best Yondu impression. Basically, that's what goes on. Which I actually like this part. It gives Rocket some more meaning to him, and they also cover why Groot is such a moron in this goddamn film. He was a moron in the first film, but this one, he's like, child level. Well, apparently, when Groot is destroyed, and he reforms, what happens is, he is reborn, basically. He has the brain of a child, he has to learn until he grows up. And yeah, that's basically the explanation they had there. I like the explanation because in the comics all we had was like, he's a little chunk of wood. Okay, now he's grown. Like next issue, oh hey Groot, how you doing? Issue before that, oh hi Groot, how you doing? Like that sort of thing. They never really covered what happens there. And Groot always seemed to have his memories and everything else intact. So let's go on to the final scene, and oh my god, they have a reveal for Egon, which actually comes out of left field, but I sort of like how they revealed it, about him being the villain of the show, well, the movie, and what happens is, they sit down, and he goes, yeah, I loved your mother the most, I went there 3 times, and if I had to go there a 4th, I would never leave, and I'd never complete my goal. And Peter's sort of agreeing with him, like, okay, I'll help you, Dad, I'll help you, we'll save the universe, we'll do all that. Then, and he sort of asked, well, because before that he asked, well, did you ever love my mother? And he said yes, and then after the 4th one he goes, it killed me to put that brain tumor in your mother's head. Well, the tumor in the head. And that moment, Peter looks down, and he's like, what? Peter, I had to do it. If not, I wouldn't have completed my plan. And all Peter does, is this is a quiet scene here, and Kurt Russell tries talking, but Peter pulls out the guns, blasts the hell out of this guy, and, you know, sort of making him phase out, but he can reform pretty quickly. And what happens is, like, you killed my mother! And what happens is, all of a sudden this white beam, looks like tentacle hentai, seriously. It's like, I know where this is going. I don't feel comfortable with having my mom around and this going on. And what happens is, Peter stabbed with it, and Kurt Russell tells him, "You know what? You don't want to be with me? Then be the battery. Then see how you like being the battery for so many years." I forgot how many years he said. And all of a sudden, these blobs started forming on different planets. We saw people are running from them. They're all from these plants he planted at the very beginning. It didn't seem that great for it all, but still interesting. But okay. Simple enough, what happens next? Guardians of the Galaxy show up, take down Egon, and it goes to an amazing fight scene where they go to the core of the planet, and Peter is sitting there like, "No, we're going to kill him. I don't care. This guy's not going to live. We're killing this bastard. He killed my mother." And throughout it all, it was simply amazing seeing this fight scene. This was reminiscent of the beginning of it all. And this is why I say this is a great movie to see in 3D. I went to Cinemark XD. Amazing film to see in 3D. Even for the fight scenes, it's actually great to see this film in 3D. I mean, oh my god, I can't stop talking about 3D. But okay. What happens next? Oh man, we're over 16 minutes. Let me speed this up some. Alright, so what happens next? Peter and the Guardians of the Galaxy go down and Egon, these golden creatures, the golden guys show up again. They start attacking, and a huge fight scene goes out. In this scene, I can't really spoil for you. You guys just have to go and see it if you're interested in seeing the film. But okay. What happens next? We see the bomb scene with Groot. Don't touch this button. You touch that button, you kill us all. And this is where it was actually pretty great to see this part. And you get more bonding between Peter Quill and Yondu. More reveal of him being more like the father figure. Which I actually loved in this film. In the last film, I was like, okay, yeah, that's sort of his dad in the film. We don't need to put that part to it all. And it's sad to see at the end, which this is a major spoiler for you, what Yondu does. And I don't want to spoil this for you, actually. I don't want to, because I didn't really post a live stream. No one watched the live stream. So, yeah, you just gotta watch to see what happens to Yondu. But it's very touching. And at the very end, Peter realizes that Yondu was his father. Yondu was like his father. And that was the amazing part to see, this revelation he has and talking about it all. Yeah. Well, Guardians of the Galaxy, like I said, the first half of the film, not that great. That's why I had to give it a 6, and they left out the music to it. If they kept the music in and just had the story the same way, like had the music tell the story more, it would easily be a 7 or 8. Just because that's what I loved about the first film. The classic rock music, the relationship to his mom. Only thing that saves it really is that when Peter gets ticked off at his dad for killing his mom and destroying his Walkman. 2 reasons why I love that film. The second half got amazing. It caught up more explanation to everything. But still, not the best Marvel movie out there, and sort of at the bottom more of the list. I would say this is a great movie to see in 3D. Like I said, I would go see this in the movie theater just for the visuals of it all. And the second half of it is amazing. If you don't want to do that, here's the thing. Just wait for it to come out on DVD. And yeah, that's about it. Go check it out there. Check it out on DVD. Get it on Netflix. I would add it to your collection because still it is a great Marvel movie. We haven't really had a bad one, but I hope Marvel sort of cuts back more because this movie feels like they tried cramming too much in there before Infinity War. So guys, that's the end of my video here. If you like what you saw, click like, subscribe, and also right now, if you are, if you're still watching this, we're doing a live stream right now, actually. We're going to be doing some Fallout 4. I just got the game. I'm going to be live streaming it at Twitch, so Rejecting Gamers slash, twitch.tv/Rejecting Gamers. I will post it down below in the description, along with the Twitter and all that, to keep up to date when we're doing more videos like this. I hope you guys like, and please help us out reach our goal of 20 subscribers. See you next time here. Keep calm and geek on, everyone.